What's going on to you Geminis out here? Hopefully y'all are having a good day. So for you Geminis, you actually have the Three of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and then you Geminis have the Temperance. So you have the opposite sign in Sagittarius because Temperance is Sagittarius. So what's going on here for you, right, is the Three of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Temperance, right? The Three of Pentacles is a very good card usually because, and it is good for you, because it represents that a lot of you are abundant. You have a lot of what you want, less of what you don't want, right? So things are quite well for you. You know, whenever it is that I get the Three of Pentacles, for the most part, not every time, but for the most part, I think about how, it's about taking care of yourself, looking after yourself, making sure that you're all right, and people caring about you, right? Actually reciprocating and caring about what you've got going on as well. And so it's the same way, right? The Queen of Cups and the Temperance right here for you Geminis, this represents how, again, being very abundant, people in your life, right? The people whom you still have in your life, they are reciprocating, right? You're giving, and a lot of people are giving back to you. This could be with anything. This could be with family. This could be with newfound budding romantic interests. This could be with friends. This could be with business. Anything, really, anything. Because you just feel, you not only do you feel it, but you actually observe it, that you give and you're getting a lot compared to what you used to get from certain individuals, right? You would either get nothing or very little. And this is actually a huge step up for you Geminis, because you're actually getting things now. You know what I mean? Like, it feels amazing. And what makes it even greater is when you're actually grateful for it. A lot of people don't understand what it feels like to where you get almost nothing, right? Or nothing. And then you actually start getting stuff now, right? I know what that feels like for real, for real. You interact with people, you expect people to appreciate you and everything like that, but they end up not appreciating you. And so they feel like you feel like when you are around them, they're just basically treating you like the gum on the bottom of their shoe. And you're like, you know what I mean? You can tell that they're making up stuff. They're fabricating things. They have a real powerful delusion, because they made up this delusion in their minds about how you know what I'm saying? Like they had something with you and they had to be adversarial to you, and it wasn't real. But they didn't take into consideration what that was doing for you, because what are they doing, right? Like, if they want to socialize, why do they think that you Geminis, being the social butterfly, don't want to socialize? But anyway, in any case, it's much better for you due to the fact that now you Geminis are being a lot more understood. A lot more people are taking the time to understand you, and a lot more people overall generally care about your well-being, right? And so you care about your own, of course, and other people care about your well-being. Even on a job, they may not necessarily know you on a personal level, but it's this sense that you're actually getting reciprocated what it is that you Geminis you've worked for. So you Geminis are out here working, and you're actually getting fulfilled from the work, because you don't have to worry about so many people potentially that you are taking care of. It really is just about what it is that you Geminis want to do. If you want to have another person in your life, romantic interest or a new friend or whatever, start speaking to some family members that you may not speak to anymore, it's beard itching. It's essentially up to you, right? What it is that you really want to do. And that's great, because it means that you have options. You have options. You don't want to live your life without having any kind of options. So the fact that you Geminis have that is great. The Page of Wands and the Four of Cups, right? This here represents how you can, so I've seen what a lot of you Geminis are doing is that some of you Geminis may be getting into any kind of charity work. Some of you Geminis may want to get into charity work just because there's people less fortunate than you, and so you want to show your gratefulness in being fortunate, more fortunate than them, by giving to them, right? Giving to the people less fortunate, right? You don't necessarily need certain things. You appreciate your position in life, and so you Geminis actually are willing to give to another person. Either that or this person essentially, right? They, in essence, what's going on is that they actually expect you Geminis to be very graceful and gracious with them, and they're thinking that you Geminis will do that like it's the first time that you've met them. And so the reason why I'm saying that is because the Five of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. No, you Geminis are not going to do that. You Geminis are most definitely going to give them questioning. Like, okay, why is it that they're even doing this in the first place? Because you tried to help them. And when I say help them, I'm not talking about an ex per se. That could very well be, right? Or a family member or someone new, right? Fairly new. But it's this sense in which you Geminis, right? You do not, what I'm trying to say here is you Geminis do not want, you're not open to the idea of someone that you are acquainted with, basically at the very minimum acquainted with. You're giving them a handout all the time because they want to mess things up. They want to constantly be dysfunctional, run around, mess things up, and then come back to you and look at you like you're supposed to save them, especially when you don't have to, right? You gave them this, because you're just trying to like help them out. This is not something where like you're constantly giving, right? That's wild. I have this person, I used to have this person on TikTok who has like 8 little ones, you know what I'm saying? And like I rock with this person because me and this person used to be cool. You know what I'm saying? We was just friends. I ain't want anything from this person. And like I gave this person a $10 bill or a 10 spot from through Cashapp, and that opened up a whole can of worms, because after that the person kept asking me, and I had to tell the person like, yo, like I only did that as a means of trying to show good faith. Like, stop trying to milk this thing for what it is. Like, stop, because I rock with you more than just finances. That's what I'm telling you. Like, don't make this into something that's not, is what I'm telling the person. Person got upset, and so I started avoiding the person for a couple of months. In any case, me and this person very recently, right, I want to say last week, right, actually Saturday, me and that person, I end up blocking that person, right, cutting them off from my life, because every time I say, what's up, give me some money. Yo, you don't even know how to say what's up. What's going on? Like I told you before. I'm not, this is not that. Like, this is why I'm gonna tell you Geminis, just like it is that you're gonna have to tell other people. They gotta know their audience. Not everybody is on that. Not everybody is on that. No. And part of the situation is a lot of people running around out here thinking that everybody is the same. And this is the stupidity about thinking everybody is the same. What are you going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is a person going to do when they come across a Gemini like you, right? When you don't do certain things because you have standards and you have like a code of conduct, how you choose to handle yourself on a daily basis, right? What are people going to do? What are they going to do, right? And then now they think to themselves, everybody is that one way, and then they interact with you, and then they find out from interacting with you, you're not that way. Yeah, and so the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Swords right here represents how, so there's this sense of, again, you letting them know what type of time it is. You may have helped them out in the past, but don't come around you and look to mooch off of you, Geminis, because you're not going for it. You just did it because you understand that everybody goes through something, right? And you're just being thankful that you're in a position to actually give at all. But it's not about, see, they're making it weird. You have people who may be in your life right now who may have their hand out something wild. They're asking you to come in and to basically save them and to basically be their keeper. And the King of Wands and the Four of Swords represents you, Geminis, refuse to do that because you have common sense, because you know better. Look, you Geminis can do whatever you want to do, but at the same time, it may not be the wisest thing for you, Geminis, to do it. So let's clarify the King of Wands. Right? Every time I interacted with this person, the person steadily asking for cash, and I'm like, yo, I'm having to tell the person. So there was another time where I gave the person another 10 spot. I said, okay, here's another 10. I said, I'm not going to do this again. Boom. Avoided this person for like a month and a half, 2 months, right? Since June, right? Now this person, give me some money. Yep. Nah, you gotta go. Nah, you gotta go, because I told you about doing that. I told you about doing that. That's not cute. That's not funny. I told you about that. I told you about that. So you have the Magician, the Moon, the King of Wands, and then getting upset about it too. This is why I talk about the 50-50 thing, because that people are doing that. They getting upset. How dare you not choose to exercise your finances, how you spend your finances the way that you want to? What is this communism? What that's communism. What is that about? What is this concept that a person has to do something for you? You're an adult. Do you support the you know what I'm saying? Like, did they support the channel? No. Do you watch any of my videos? No. So what the Magician, the Moon, the King of Wands, right? To clarify, the King of Wands. I'm gonna actually leave this out because it's the same card. And the Empress, right? 3 major arcana back to back. For you, Geminis, this is all about how you're in a good space in life, because, you know, you just have to watch the people around you with their hand out, because those people, if you accommodate them, they'll never stop asking. But it goes to show how prolific or bountiful you Geminis actually have it right now. Things are going your way, and this is the evidence of it. When you see people hand out, that's how you know that you out here, you really get it. That's one of the ways in which you can confirm you out here and you're getting things going your way. 4 of Wands right here represents, so a lot of you Geminis, you can now pick and choose whom you want to help out. If you want to help out anybody at all, when you want to, that's your right. It's not just a privilege. It's not a privilege that can be taken away. It's your right. If you don't want to spend your money a certain way, you don't have to. And they need to accept that or don't accept it. But it doesn't matter what they like or what they don't like. You Geminis are making yourselves more profitable, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Hit the notification bell and set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. We at 25,000. I'm trying to get it to 100K. You know, make the views on this go up, you know what I'm saying? Actually, you know, have this thing get a lot of views. Also, too, we're at 25,580 something, on our way to 25,600 out of 100K. Amazing. Also, I want to go ahead and say, if you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, come through. The link to that is in the comment section below, called a Linktree link, right? My birth chart readings, tarot readings, privately, right? The books that I have that are on Amazon, as well as Kareemspiritworks clothing, you can always come through, get that at the the Linktree link in the comment section below. And really want to say appreciate you Geminis. Y'all are the ones that are very consistent. Love y'all. Peace. Have a good one.